What's up guys, Mickle here, and we are finally having a very nice pump on the XRP price chart. In this video, we're going to go over why is XRP pumping right now? Are we going to get a decision in the Ripple SEC case later tonight? In this video, we're going to talk about that as well as a can't miss event that's taking place tomorrow. This is going to dictate the future direction of the market for the next couple months. Make sure to stick around for that. This is something you cannot miss. I also want to go over a fantastic opportunity with Flare that a lot of people are likely missing out on. This is something that I think is going way too under the radar. Make sure to stick around for it. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and turn on bell notifications. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP or the Flare token, make sure to check out the link for Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So I want to start out this video and just go over the XRP price pump we saw earlier today. Now this is something we have been on the lookout for a while now, and we have been talking about this chart that looks like it's really playing out. Essentially what we had for the last 755 days is this intense resistance pushing down the price of XRP. Now, why price charts work like this, I have no idea. But this pattern you're looking at on the screen right now is a pattern that I have watched play out in a ton of different markets. Essentially, what we have is the price consolidating and just moving sideways. Now, it's a very volatile movement where the price is constantly running up and running down, but the important thing to note is new highs and new lows are never made. Essentially, we just keep on bouncing in and out of the old highs and lows, creating a massive support zone and a massive resistance zone. Essentially, from looking at this chart and seeing it play out in other scenarios, I kind of had a feeling that eventually when XRP broke out the top of this thing, it was going to do so in an explosive fashion. Now, I need to point out that even though XRP is moving really good right now, technically, XRP could still close this candle below this resistance range and we could be right back in this formation, but I have a feeling this likely isn't going to take place. Ultimately, let's just see what happens over the next couple days. Every single time XRP is pumped massively in the past, it's put in a couple smaller green candles in a row before eventually it ripped to the upside. Let's see how this one plays out, but we know it has at least some legs because Alex Cobb was actually live streaming the pump earlier today. And if you don't understand this, it's a little inside joke. Essentially, whenever Alex Cobb used to live stream the XRP price chart in the past, the price would always go down. According to him, this is the first live stream he has done in a while where the price didn't go down. So definitely a bullish sign. Obviously, this is a joke. Kind of funny though. It looks like David Schwartz was also jumping in on the humor. He tweeted out, "It seems there's a light switch in my garage that does nothing. Hit it by accident yesterday, wasn't sure what it did, so I switched it back about an hour ago. Strange to see it does nothing at all." Essentially right here, David Schwartz is poking fun at the idea that Ripple has some magical switch that they can use to control the price of XRP. Obviously, this is not the case. He's just messing with the XRP community, but it's pretty funny because the second he tweeted that, we actually did see the price of XRP start to come down a bit. Ultimately, I do think XRP is going to start breaking out of here. I think right now XRP is just front running the catalyst of Ripple eventually winning the Ripple SEC case. Now, obviously, we don't have a determination in that case yet. If it happens, you know it's going to show up in this video. Now, I did see some people speculating that because today is the exact 2-week mark since Judge Torres made her decision on the Daubert motions, that today was going to be the day she released her summary judgment decision. Now, I don't necessarily think this holds any water. I think Judge Torres is going to release her decision when she is ready. We need to understand this is a high pressure case for Judge Torres as well as it is for Ripple and us. It's high pressure for everyone involved. This is a massive case, and Judge Torres knows it's going to be the most important case to ever hit the cryptocurrency industry. Guys, she has been ruling with Ripple this entire time. There is no doubt in my mind that she is gonna rule mostly in Ripple's favor. She let John Dean into this case knowing he was representing XRP holders. She already knows that XRP holders need clarity from this case. I think she's going to give XRP holders that clarity, and I think XRP will not be a security when it's said and done. But we want to make sure Judge Torres gets the language exactly right. We don't want the SEC to have an easy appeal on this thing, and we have already come such a long way. I'm more than willing to give Judge Torres the time she needs to make sure she gets this right, to make sure the SEC can't fight back, and at the end of the day, we know we're right around the corner. Almost every single lawyer has made that comment before, and I just think right now we're watching the XRP price chart kind of start pricing in Ripple's win, start pricing in the fact that XRP is going to be the only cryptocurrency with certain clarity in the market. So I have a feeling until we get that decision, we're going to see XRP kind of doing these small little run-ups, waiting for the decision, seeing the decision not come in, fading out, and kind of repeating that motion until ultimately we get the decision and Ripple wins, XRP holders get clarity, and XRP is the only cryptocurrency in the United States with certain clarity. We'll see how all that plays out. Ultimately though, I'm very optimistic that we are extremely close to clarity. I think the XRP price chart is telling us that's what's happening. I just don't think that decision is necessarily going to come at this exact moment. Now, I think it's really important for me to point out there is a lot of different ways to look at price charts, and Blockchain Backer is actually showing a very different chart than the one I showed you. Now, Blockchain Backer has XRP running back to this range up here, then falling back down. This chart's a little hard to see, so I'll just draw it on my chart. Essentially, Blockchain Backer sees something like this happening before XRP rips up. And of course, I am not showing it. Let me move that over. Okay, so Blockchain Backer has XRP coming up here, falling back down, and then ripping back up. Ultimately, I think this is the scenario that would happen if in the next 2 weeks we didn't get a decision by Judge Torres. The market would expect it. It would price in the win. We wouldn't get it. People would get mad. They would start selling XRP. It would drop back down. Then we get the clarity. We win. XRP pumps. Ultimately, I don't care that much about short-term price charts. I found it interesting that XRP stayed within this massive formation for like 2 years, so obviously I wanted to document that. Whether or not XRP pumps this week or next week, ultimately, my perspective is a lot of bullish developments have happened to XRP over the last 2 years that are not priced into XRP. Eventually, the market's going to realize all this good news that it hasn't realized over the past couple years, and I think it's going to be an explosive movement. We'll see how it all plays out. Ultimately, I'm feeling very optimistic. I would never have expected to be feeling this good at the end of this case. I always thought the SEC was going to do a little more to try to shake us out. I always thought they would at least have one good argument that would make me think, you know what, maybe the SEC is right. I have not seen a single thing from them that even remotely made me think they were right. And honestly, having Judge Torres as our judge in this case has just made me even more confident because she seems like she hates the SEC just as much as you and me. Now, I want to finish this video off and quickly give you a PSA about Flare and then break down a massive market event that's taking place tomorrow and get into that quickly. But I want to start off and quickly talk about this Flare distribution going on right now, because if you are not wrapping your Flare in your Bifrost wallet or any wallet, it doesn't have to be Bifrost. I just use Bifrost and I like it. But anyway, if you are not wrapping your Flare, you are making a massive mistake. Moon Lambo put out an Excel sheet earlier today, and he said it just about made his head explode, and this is how I felt when I first started looking at this distribution. If you have 250,000 Flare wrapped and delegated, then in the next 35 months, you will have $540,000, even if the price stays at only 3 cents. Now, I don't think there's any way the price is going to stay at only 3 cents. I think it's going to be much higher. But what you need to understand is right now we have an insane opportunity to accumulate a lot of Flare just by holding it in a wallet and delegating your vote. Now, in this video, I'm not going to show you how to do that. There are thousands of tutorials, way better than I could make all over YouTube on how to do that. So go learn how to do that. It's really easy. Be safe, be careful when you're doing it, but ultimately it's not that hard. Now, if you start off with 250,000 Flare, then in 35 months, you could actually have close to 18 million. Now, I don't know if this calculator is exactly right, but it's probably going to be close. And just the fact that you could go from 250,000 to even close to 1 million is absolutely insane, and I just don't want people to miss out on this opportunity because I was shocked when I got my first distribution. It looks like Moon Lambo was shocked, and there's a lot of money to be made off this thing. Now, there are some people saying that they don't think the price is going to be able to hold up because of the way Flare is distributing this token. Ultimately, Blockchain Backer thinks this distribution is going to put a ton of pressure on the price, and ultimately Flare will actually be lower than the 3-cent mark. I don't really subscribe to this idea. His main argument is around market cap, and I'm just not a big believer that you can really apply market cap to a cryptocurrency and try to predict its price in 2 to 3 years from now. If you tried to look at XRP's market cap in 2013 and said, oh, well, if it 10x from here, it would be at a couple million, and that likely makes sense for XRP. Well, then you wait a couple more years and suddenly XRP does like an 1000x, the market cap is in the billions, and your whole logic for thinking that the market cap could only be a couple million is completely destroyed because it just blew right past it like nothing. This is what I tend to see in growth assets. Trying to look at market caps in the present day never makes any sense. I always draw the example to Tesla or Amazon. Everyone said those companies were overvalued. They 10x, they 20x, they 30x. Everyone still says they're overvalued. People don't have any concept of what technology is actually worth, and because of that, they try to assign arbitrary market caps to things and say, oh, it can't go above this price. Ultimately, that's not how I see it. I think if Flare does what it wants to do and Flare really does fill a role in this ecosystem, it's going to go up a lot regardless of what the market cap is. Just my perspective. There's a lot of debate around this. This is how I think though. Now, I want to finish this video off and talk about a massive market event taking place tomorrow. I feel like we've covered everything in this video, but this is big, this is critical, and it's going to be absolutely important for the future direction of the cryptocurrency market. Essentially, the Federal Reserve is going to pick between 0 and a 25 basis point hike. 25 basis point hike would be to fight inflation. 0 would try to prevent the banking sector from falling apart. Ultimately, I think they're going to go 25, which the market would rally behind, but the market would really rally and probably go parabolic if they went 0. Now, it's pretty hotly debated which one they'll go. Ultimately, the consensus is that they're going to go 25 basis points. The market will probably think that's all right, understanding the Fed will probably stop soon. Now, if the Fed goes 50, we're going to be in a black swan scenario. I doubt that's going to happen. And if the Federal Reserve was to cut rates, that would be absolutely insane, and you would look at cryptocurrencies ripping. I think we're probably in line for 25 or 0. I'm leaning more towards 25, but it's important to note that this is going to have massive implications on the market. And the other important note is the Federal Reserve is no doubt slowing down rate hikes. The Federal Reserve's rate hikes are what really slowed down this market back about a year and a half ago. That's when the top came in. As soon as the Federal Reserve started hiking rates, we saw a massive slide in every risk on asset. Ultimately, this pressure is about to be off the industry, and I think the catalysts we have been seeing are going to start making a much bigger difference because we're no longer going to be fighting against the Federal Reserve. Anyway, though, I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much, and for now, Mickle out.